Ho 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 ho. Hi there, bisexuals and LSD enjoyers. It's me, Barney. Danganronpa is a horror visual novel trilogy created by Kazutaka Kodaka, and it's pretty much the face of horror visual novels, along with Doki Doki Literature Club. Though, unlike Doki Doki Literature Club, Danganronpa receives tons of hate. Unfair hate, at that. Danganronpa is about a bunch of high school kids getting trapped inside of a prestigious school where they are forced to kill each other one by one. If you are not caught and called out as the murderer, you will go out free into the world, and the rest of the students will be killed. If you find the killer, that student will be killed. Now, the game has 96% positive reviews on Steam, so clearly people like it. So, unfair hate, where does that stem from? Well, that's what causes the unfair part. Danganronpa, as a series, gets tons of hate because of its fan base. Its fan base is super cringy, just a bunch of, little kids that think they're cool for liking it, and really horny people that want to have sex with high school students. Yay! There's also that guy that made, the 40-foot tall cutout of Sayaka, who's there for, an hour and a half, 2 hours before she dies. So the 90% of the game's hate is because of its fan base, which really sucks, because, again, 96% of the people that actually played the game, they enjoyed it. It has overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So, it sucks that not more people actually are willing to try the game, and this happens all the time with games, even Coffin of Andy and Lightly, more recently, 98% positive reviews on Steam, but Twitter is a bunch of pissy babies. So, it just is kind of a running theme with losers on Reddit and Twitter, I guess. No, I'm not going to pretend like the game is without its flaws. It definitely has flaws, and I totally understand if someone hated the game because of the flaws. Something with visual novels and horror visual novels that I feel like is a large part of what makes them interesting and fun is your decisions matter. In Danganronpa, they really fucking don't. There's one decision that changes the course of the story. It kind of gets frustrating. It's really just kind of idly watching the events unfold. You don't really have any power. You can't miss evidence when you're investigating the murders. You're forced to get all the evidence. It just kind of sucks like that. Especially because the original idea for Danganronpa actually had your decisions dictate who died and who the killer was. So there were several routes. And that's never going to get released, unfortunately, but it's a really cool concept. It was called Distrust. And you can find videos on it, and some footage of it. Some very, very, very little footage of it, but you can find some. Danganronpa's hate is extremely unfair. And I wish that people actually were willing to give it a better chance than they have in the past. Because in the end, Danganronpa has a lot to offer. It's a visual novel game that actually stretches for roughly 24 hours of gameplay, which most visual novels do not. All the characters are very likable, except for fucking Hifumi. He can go kill himself. And this video is basically me just saying, hey, you should check it out. It's a cool game. The twists are always fun. The mysteries are interesting. The characters, again, besides Hifumi, are all very likable. And don't watch the show, because it has the worst voice acting in the dub I've ever heard, and in the sub, the voice acting honestly isn't much better, which, it's actually painful to watch.
Oh, please note, if 2 or more people team up to commit murder, only the actual killer is eligible for graduation. No exceptions!
Yes, it's clearly stated in the rules.
Yeah, it's horrible, it's heinous. Go get the game when it's on sale or something, because it's cool. And I genuinely recommend it, and I wish that people would stop hating on the game because of its fan base. Bye-bye.